Hey guys, I'm Rob and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, this is a bit of a sad story, this one, and it's one that I wasn't going to make a video on, but I decided that maybe it's a good idea to do a video series on this one. And this is about my recent purchase on eBay of a Poker 1/8 scale Ferrari F40 model. Now, there's a few of these that have already been assembled and are for sale on eBay, usually sort of around the $1,200 Australian dollar mark, which is a lot cheaper than an actual unbuilt kit if you can actually find one of those. They're usually in the high several $1,000s. So I tried to buy the best one I could find on eBay because it said it was professionally built, stored in a display case its whole life, and it did look really good in the pictures as well. Unfortunately, the seller did not pack it well at all. The model was actually in the UK. I'm in Australia here. And I'll show you some pictures in a minute of the packing, how the model arrived to me, but needless to say, the model arrived completely broken. Now, I'll go through and show you in detail, but there's a lot of damage on this model car. Now, luckily, eBay is really good at protecting the buyer in such instances where item was poorly packed, or it was lost, or damaged, or can be returned to the seller. So luckily, after I lodged a case with eBay, it was decided in my favour that I did nothing wrong in the process, and that the model was just arrived too damaged to be savable. So they gave me a refund. Now, the seller didn't even offer return shipping on it, so it's a total loss for the seller. I feel for him a little bit, but I don't feel for him in regards to how badly the model was packed. So check out these pictures of how the model arrived on my doorstep. Okay, so check out this packaging. The box took a real beating during the trip. It's only a thin-walled box as well, and considering the size and weight of this model, I think the box was very under-adequate for the situation. So as you'll see in this next picture, this is how the model was packaged. The model was just wrapped up in a thin foam material, and it was just sat inside the box. No foam peanuts, no packaging, nothing. So no wonder this model got absolutely destroyed during the shipping. So once I unwrapped the model of the seller's foam, it was evident that there was a lot of damage to this model, as you can see. So the tape really didn't do too much to hold it all together. So as you can see by those pictures, I don't think there was any chance that this model was going to arrive safely all the way from the UK packed like that. Now, as far as the damage goes, I'm absolutely amazed that none of the glass windows are cracked or scratched in the model that I can see so far, but there is a lot of damage. Now, this model, last night was on Google and actually found someone scanned the whole instruction booklet for this Rivarossi Poker Ferrari F40, so I can at least go back through that downloaded instruction manual and see how it all goes together and where everything should be. But I think I'm going to try and save this model if I can. It's going to require complete stripping down. I can see some broken parts on it already. Now, parts are really scarce for this model because it was made over 20 years ago. The main one being the brackets that hold the front hood on. They're completely snapped off, but I think I can buy a front frame section. But there's some other issues. Both doors seem broken. I've got a pile of parts that fell out of the cardboard carton. The wing blade, the pins that hold, metal pins that hold that in are completely snapped off. the whole rear diffuser has come off. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work, but I'll move the camera down now and we'll have a bit of a look at how I've received this model. I've had this sitting on the bench for a couple of weeks now while I've been waiting for the eBay case to be resolved. So I haven't even attempted to touch this at all. All I've had is a bit of a look several times because I wasn't sure whether this was even going to be sent back or what. So let's get in and have a closer look at how much damage there is on this Ferrari F40 model. Okay, so it really is quite heartbreaking to see such an expensive model in such a terrible condition. So let's just go through the parts that were loose in the box. So the whole rear diffuser piece, that's come off. As I mentioned, the rear wing, the metal pins are broken off for the F40 rear wing. All these parts were loose, basically in the packaging as well. So front radiator, windscreen wiper, mirrors. I think we've got some pieces of a turbocharger, exhaust tips. The front splitter is completely broken. I don't know whether the other part is. And we've got some screws and all sorts, some hoses, pipes. So yeah, these are all the parts that were just loose. I think that's a cam belt cover, that one. These are all the pieces that were just loose in the packaging. So as I say, I really don't know yet how much is damaged and whether it's savable, but we're going to do the best. Now, the front of the model, the mounting hinges are completely broken off. The only reason this is attached is the front section of the hood is held on by these rubber stays. So I've just disconnected those there now. There's the other part of the splitter on here. You can actually see that the die cast is dinted here. So I mean, it had a really rough trip from the UK. All the mesh pieces are coming loose. The headlights, I think, probably should work. I think that the headlights still work. They don't stay up, but that's not his problem. But yeah, you can see underneath here, all the front splitter is broken and the mounting points are also broken. There's a grille missing here as well. So that is the front section. So that is going to require some panel beating to get rid of that dent. And there's a couple of scratches on it as well. So it's going to have to be completely repainted, unfortunately. Now, as you can see here, the front of the model, the actual front of the chassis pin is broken off here, which is what holds the front clam on. So this is part of the chassis underneath. So I'm going to have to try and buy this whole floor section. You can see that the suspension is broken here. I'm not sure whether the bracket is broken, whether I have to get another one of those, but the suspension is broken off the chassis as well. There's also a metal, or not a metal stay, I think there's another stay here, or maybe that's only one. The wheels look okay. There doesn't seem to be any scratches on the wheels, and not sure whether there's anything missing in here either. Now, unfortunately, because the clamshell here broke loose and it's rubbed up and down here, and it's basically gouged all the paint off the A-pillars on the model here, as you can see this side as well. So this really necessitates that the whole model has to be repainted. The doors are all coming apart, and yeah, they're really quite loose. They've really taken a battering. As you can see inside, the seat has completely come loose. The gear shifter's missing as well. If we open up this, we'll go around this side as well, you can see here that this door is in probably worse shape than the other one. It's all falling apart and it completely hangs down. I think the hinge may be broken in there. The side skirt is completely coming off here. As I say, I'm amazed that the front window was not broken. It's a bit dusty, but that can be cleaned up. So yeah, I think there's a few loose parts on the interior of this model, and definitely the door hinges need to be sorted out. But it's really the main damage here is the whole floor section. So hopefully I can buy a new front chassis section of the model. Now, where it gets really ugly is the back of the model. So as you can see, the rear wing section has snapped off. Amazingly, the rear window is still in reasonably good condition. You can see where the rear diffuser has come off. Rear wheels seem okay. The suspension seems okay on the rear here as well. They still seem to be attached. Engine seems to be attached in there at the bottom, but it's inside where it's a real mess. So if we open up the engine compartment here, we've definitely lost a couple of pieces in here, but everything in this engine assembly is all broken. So all the exhaust systems come loose, all the frame, intercoolers have come off, hoses, we've got loose brackets in here. Yeah, it's just hoses broken off. It's just a real mess, unfortunately. So I'm glad that eBay gave me a refund on this model, because this cost me around 1,300 Australian dollars, and I think I'm not the only one. Anyone would be pretty upset if the model arrived like this. So this is how it has arrived. Okay, so as you can see, this model is going to require a lot of work to try and save it. I really want to give it a go and see if I can save it. I don't want to just break it down and sell it for parts. I would really like to bring this model back to life and add my special touches to it and make it better than it was standard. So it's really going to depend on a bit of time actually pulling the model apart, seeing if I actually can buy any of the replacement broken parts on this model. That is probably going to be the determining factor of whether I can save this model or not. So what I will do a build series on this as well. I'll try and fit it in with my usual scheduling of model reviews, but I'll take you along through the journey of disassembling the model, trying to find the broken parts, and then rebuilding this back to its former glory, or even better than its former glory. The paint's not really that good on these models standard, so it is a good excuse to strip the model back and completely repaint it. So yeah, fingers crossed on this one that we can bring it back, and yeah, I hope you will enjoy this new series of saving the Ferrari F40. So that's it for today's video. Stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you click that bell notification so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos of this future build. But until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.